So every time that I go somewhere, something goes on when I come back to the apartment, and now it's this door. The lock is busted. Um, see? Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So now the lock, it pulls open. It can be pushed open. So this goes on every time that I leave. I got the little button here. You know, it can be pushed open. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. So see? So you try to lock this little thing, and this is what goes on. And this goes on every time I leave. There'll be something, you know, they'll either break or, you know, the heat thing has been going on. Somebody just posted something about a death ray. I would say it's something like that. It's radiation or some kind of microwave. The maintenance man was talking about all these conspiracy theories when I moved in here. You know, the chemical stuff that's coming out of the furnace that doesn't work. The chemicals in the bathroom that continue. You know, it's pouring in here. Let me turn on the light there for you. So this is what's going on. You know, they bang stuff, they have parties. So this is what's going on, and you come in here and you can't even breathe. I mean, the chemical, and it makes you vomit and sick. I couldn't use really the closet when I got here because the chemical smells were so bad. Somebody who said it was drugs or meth or crack. I don't know, but it shouldn't make me sick like that. Just like with the bathroom, they burn you from the floor, and then you get up, you go in the bathroom and you want to vomit, and then I can't move for the rest of the day. I can't walk. I feel like, you know, shortness of breath. They've been in and out of the apartment because they broke the bed. I showed you when I was first moved in here, I put a cloth up. I was trying to be a good neighbor. Sorry, there's no light in here. I was trying to be a good neighbor, so I should put on my flash, but I'm a little nervous. I don't want to touch this because I'm already involved in the video. You know, I put up a cloth because they were smoking, they were having parties, just to be a good neighbor, and they kept ripping it down. So finally, I just said, forget it, you know. I don't really have anything in here of value, although, you know, it's, you know, your stuff, and you don't want to lose anything. But this goes on at every apartment. It's meant to terrorize me. After I reported domestic violence, this is what the response was from the police department, from various agencies that I went to for help. This is what women faced. You're just constantly terrorized. Police would come repeatedly and they tell me there's nothing they could do. They just come on the shift. They don't know me personally. So this has gone on a long time. There's certainly police involved. I think I mentioned that on the videos. Let me get some light in here for you guys. I'm just, you know, I don't feel well. I have a cataracts now. I feel like it is some sort of radiation thing or something. You know, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories because right away they call you crazy, but this is what the maintenance man talked about when I moved in, these microwaves, and it does feel like you're being burned from the inside. I mean, I could sit here in the chair and all of a sudden the back starts burning, like they're pointing it at my back or they're pointing it at my chest. I feel like my ovaries are being fried out of my stomach. They hurt a lot. They never hurt before. I was running. I'd be at the gym every day. But this is the constant terrorism that women face when you report domestic violence. And certainly I was also sexually assaulted. My husband lured me to a party of his old friends and I was sexually assaulted. Turns out the person was a police officer. He's now the police chief, and the harassment has just been constant, nonstop. My mother is also involved with some of these individuals, so it makes it extremely difficult to deal with my half family. This should have been deliberated when these judges, but I went to high school with this Judge Katina. My ex-husband bragged about Judge Katina and Judge Seiss, and all he has to do is name drop Seiss and Katina, and he gets whatever he wants. He was arrested right before this started for a DWI. He's had numerous DWIs. He's an alcoholic. He's violent. He's got a violent felony. I don't know. He has gang affiliations. I've heard the mafia, the Hells Angels. I mean, they've just tried to terrorize me wherever I go and try to live. But this is what goes on in upstate New York when you report domestic violence. I certainly didn't have a history of any of this. I was a devoted wife. I thought we were going to retire. My ex-husband was getting more increasingly violent. with me, taking the money, not doing the things that he was supposed to do, putting my name on things, assets, keeping the money from me. I mean, I was making more money than him. He barely made $32,000 a year. So I will continue to report what's going on here, but this is what happens when you try to go to these agencies. It's systemic. And they terrorize you, whether it's out of fear, your apartment the lock doesn't work. This has gone on at numerous apartments. They'll break in, they'll steal things. It's meant to terrorize you. It's meant to, the Landsies, they own a bunch of restaurants up home in Russo. He's involved with all these people for a long time that supposedly I thought were successful and decent people, but it turns out I don't know whether they have gang affiliation, cult affiliation. They're involved with my half family. They've made threats. These lawyers have made threats about an ongoing large fight with the police department. I was in shock. I was a quiet person, a private person. It's only recently that I've been talking about these things because this is just absolutely horrendous that you can continue to do this to someone. So I will continue to talk about this. We do have these police officers that continue to cover up for other ones that are doing this stuff with this the little boy Valva. I mean, the woman pleaded. We have lots of cases where women go to these police stations and they lay out, and all these people knew what was going on with my ex-husband. He had a violent felony. He sold a lot more drugs than he alluded to when I met him, and the marriage was set up by some of these people, my half family. So I can go on and on. I don't want to reiterate some of the things I've already covered. But yep, they broke the lock. So it's meant to constantly terrorize you. It's meant to constantly, this stalking, this cat and mouse, this gaslighting, keeping your assets so you're forced into a situation like this without too many options. There's no affordable housing. You don't have much money. They take your car. I mean, on and on I could go. It's just horrible the way what women face when people say, well, why don't you just leave? Be safe, guys.